Okay, hello everybody. It's Tim Gillard in the CBC Counseling Office for another in our series of video visits. Today we have Arizona State University, David Mills from the Arizona State University Admissions Office, and he's going to help us get to know Arizona State a little bit better over the next 10 or 15 minutes and how you can learn more about the school. So we really appreciate you being here, David, and helping us get to know you a little bit better than we do right now. So if you could just start by giving us a little bit of an overview of Arizona State University, that would be great.
Yeah, thanks for having me. So an overview of ASU is a little tricky because we have a very unique campus system. We have a 4-campus system in the Phoenix metro area. So for those of you who may not be aware, we are in Phoenix, Arizona, which is a big city. It's the 5th largest city in the country. And within that city, there is ASU. We are the only public university in Arizona that's in that 5th largest city in the country. And so we are considered to be a large public research university. Definitely we go in the big category when it comes to looking at overall numbers. But what a lot of students and reviewers and things like that don't always realize about ASU is that we have 4 campuses in the Phoenix area, but it is one university. And so how it works is based on a student's major, what they study, they have a home campus. There is no main campus. The main campus is wherever you're supposed to be for what you're studying. Now, you are admitted to all 4 campuses. You can do anything at any campus, but you're going to live in campus housing on your campus and take all the classes for that major, if not all your classes, period, at that home campus.
Okay.
And the reason that's really crucial for students looking at ASU is that our Tempe campus, for example, is our largest campus. It's going to feel like a University of Missouri, University of Kansas, very much that large public university feel.
Okay.
But then you have our West campus, which has about 5,000 students, not that far away. And so you could almost be at this small liberal arts school type atmosphere at the largest university in the country. And so it's kind of a wild economy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that might feel more like a Maryville, for St. Louis students. So just to give you kind of that sense of options at ASU, you're going to have the opportunities of the large university, over 350 majors to choose from, over 1,000 clubs and organizations. I mentioned the research already. And of course, we have the big sports, the Pac-12 Division I athletics. And on game day, Tempe is where our football stadium is. So like during football season on game day, everyone from every campus kind of converges on Tempe for the games. But again, Monday through Friday, your classes are going to be maybe at that smaller campus feel or our downtown Phoenix campus, which is very urban. There's just a lot of different options within one university that is ASU.
And is Tempe right nearby Phoenix?
Yes, Tempe is the first kind of suburb to the east of the Phoenix city limits.
Okay. While we're talking about Arizona, what's the weather like down there? In St. Louis, we pretty much have the 4 seasons for the most part, extra hot summers and humid. And, winters are pretty stout here as well. What's Arizona like during the school year?
Yeah, well, many of you think of us as the desert, I'm sure, and we are in the desert of Arizona. And so a lot of people automatically think of that as hot. It's always going to be hot. And in the summer, yes, that is very much the case. We do hit 110, 115 in the summer. But during the school year, it's gorgeous. It's 60s, 70s, 80s, sunny, hotter at the start of the school year, hotter again at the end. But the majority of winter, it's going to be shorts and flip-flops, maybe a light jacket in the mornings, but sunny and nice. I'm from the Kansas City area myself originally. And if I never go back for a full winter, in my life, I'm totally fine with that.
Okay. That's fine. I imagine you were from Missouri with some of your early answers there with all of your St. Louis awareness. So Arizona State, like you said, big school. You can have some small schooler feel depending on the campus for sure, like the West Campus, only 5,000 students. That would be a smaller to medium-sized school feel for sure. And I heard that there's 350 different, how many different majors? Hundreds,
yes,
right?
you've heard right.
Okay.
350.
Yeah, so anything you can study at Arizona State. Really, it'd be hard to stump Arizona State. But are there some programs that Arizona State's a little bit more known for, or particularly strong programs? I know reps sometimes hesitate to answer that because all the programs are great, but what are some of the draws for Arizona State for a kid coming from Missouri?
Yeah, and I mean, and you're right, saying quality or best known programs, it can come down to if people value rankings a lot, if people value opportunities, with what's nearby, like our forensics and criminal justice and criminology. A lot of students look at us because we have one of the few FBI forensics labs in the country in the Phoenix area, which is a really great opportunity for kind of more targeted internships and that experience. But from kind of a general rankings and I guess recognition standpoint, we do have a top 25 business school in the country for undergraduates. That gets a lot of looks from students all over the country. Very strong engineering program with some highly ranked majors within the School of Engineering. But it really is hard to kind of target just one area across the 350 majors because we also have a top 10 photography program. So the fine arts are certainly up there as well. And that criminal justice criminology also top 10, top 15 typically every year. So it really does kind of span the spectrum there. And we also see a lot of students, speaking again of Missouri and the St. Louis area, a lot of journalism students come to ASU for Cronkite, our journalism school. That's definitely up there now with Mizzou and Northwestern and Syracuse and some of those kind of quality journalism schools that a lot of students are familiar with.
Oh, that's good to hear too. Yeah, we always have students interested in that. And then you also have a well-known honors program there at Arizona State, the Barrett Honors College. Can you talk a little bit about that?
I'd love to. Barrett, the Honors College, it's considered to be one of the top 5 honors colleges in the nation. It is an additional application process, so it's a separate application. It is competitive, and they do a holistic review, so they really want to know anything and everything about you as the student. But it is a community of scholars. We get a lot of high-achieving students from all over the country looking at Barrett. If you are in the Honors College, you live with that community for the first 2 years. Any major can be a part of the Honors College, and they do have dedicated community space at all 4 campuses. If you're in Barrett. You also will take some honors courses, some regular courses, and by the time you graduate, you do a research or a thesis project with an honors faculty mentor. And we have some of our top faculty teaching undergraduate honors courses at ASU, like Ed Prescott. He is one of our Nobel Prize winning faculty members in economics. He teaches as part of that program to give you kind of a sense of the quality there. And it's not to say you have to be in the Honors College to get a high quality education at ASU, but it really kind of gives you that immediate community and streamlines kind of that experience through your research and various other maybe opportunities you're looking for during your time in college.
Great. What is diversity like on campus? Do you draw students from all over the place and all over the world or all over the country?
We do. We have students from all 50 states and about 136 countries around the world represented on campus. I think we looked at one point, we had a student from almost every county in the United States, which we thought was pretty cool at the time. But until we actually check that box, we won't brag about it, on paper.
Yeah.
But then diversity obviously is not just geography, as I'm sure you know. We also have a quarter of our students are first generation college students. So we're really proud of that representation. And about 42% of our students are students of color on campus as well.
That's great. What about the admissions process? What kind of students tend to do well in the admissions process at Arizona State? And are there I don't know, could you talk test option a little bit if you are or aren't for next year, and also kind of what kind of standardized tests you're looking for, grades and that sort of thing. And maybe as you talk, I'll see if I can click around a little bit on the Arizona State admissions website.
For sure. Our admission process at ASU is very straightforward. We offer what we call assured admissions. And so basically, we post admission requirements to ASU, set academic criteria, For some majors, that criteria may look a little higher than others, but essentially, if a student has the posted criteria, they are automatically admitted to that program, direct entry, even for our nursing program. If they meet the requirements, they are admitted as an incoming freshman straight to that program. And we are test optional. We actually have always been test optional for admission to ASU, so very proud of that as an opportunity for students. But basically, in the state of Arizona, we require 16 core academic classes for admission. It's like your 4 years of math, your 4 years of English, your 3 years of lab science, 2 years of second language, 2 years of social science, and 1 year of fine art or career technical education type courses. Mm-hmm. If a student has those 16 courses and they have a 3.0 GPA in those courses, unweighted, they're automatically admitted to the university. If they don't have that 3.0, they can have a 24 ACT or an 1180 SAT. If they have just one of those criteria plus those 16 classes, your acceptance rate is 100%. So it is very straightforward. If you don't meet those, you're still considered for admission, but it's a very much a case-by-case individual review basis where the closer you are to those requirements, the better as far as your chance of admission to the university.
Okay, neat. And I'm seeing by clicking around on the website too, there's a way for students when they hear about the 4 different campuses and they start to wonder about which one might be right for me. There's actually a quiz right here, My ASU Fit Quiz, which might be a good place to start. I'm sure David or any of the reps there would love to talk with you about it as well. But this could be a great place to start too, as you'll learn more about Arizona State and the different campuses. Of course, on the website, there's information about all the different programs. There's honors right there. There's journalism that David mentioned, nursing, engineering, education. You know, they got it all down there. So the website's probably a great place to start to learn more about it. And that's neat to hear that you can kind of figure out if you're admissible to Arizona State by doing a little research on the website as well. Did I hear correctly that you require 4 units of math and also 2 years of world language? And what if a student does have a deficit in one of those areas? Is it over for them, or is there something they could do about that?
Yeah, that's a great question. So it is not over for you. There is some wiggle room within those set requirements because we understand every school requires different things. Other states require different things to graduate. And so we're not going to hold every student in the country to the exact those set, criteria that I just mentioned. There's some exceptions there. For example, in those 16 core classes, students can miss up to 2 as long as those 2 are not in the same subject. So they can't both be in math or both be in second language. Okay. But then 1 in math and science is also a bad thing, a no-go. Don't miss 1 in math and 1 in science. Okay. Simultaneously.
Be strategic with your misses. But yeah, I mean, just about all of our graduates have 4 years of math, and most also have the 2 units of world language too. But it's good to hear that there could be some remedy for that if they come up short on any of those.
For sure. Yep, and that's all detailed on our admission website as well. It's a little technical in kind of the jargon and the way we explain everything, but all those exceptions and whatnot are on the admission website if you want to take a closer look for anyone out there.
That's great. And then in addition to the website, how can students reach out to you if they have questions?
Yeah, so we have a great website we call Find My Rep. Students are welcome to call or email me anytime. That Find My Rep website will just, you say I'm from Missouri, I'm an incoming freshman, and it's going to say, here is your admission counselor, David Mills. Here's his contact info. And we also have the option, we use the service Calendly, which is an online scheduling page where you can just book a Zoom appointment with me. You can book a phone appointment just to make sure we don't play phone tag or anything like that. There's several options.
Excellent. Well, that's great, David. I learned a lot. I always learn a lot in these visits. I have a list here of things I did not know about Arizona State 10 minutes ago. So I really appreciate your time here helping us get to know Arizona State and all the great options there and about the different campuses and about the whole vibe of the campus. So we sure do appreciate your time. And students, if you want to learn more about Arizona State, any of these other schools in this series, just come on up and talk with your CBC counselor. And we really love meeting with you guys and getting you excited about some of these great options that are out there for you. So thanks again to David Mills from Arizona State. We really appreciate your time and expertise.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Bye, everyone.
Take care.